Hey everyone, this is Brian, the creator of ToPublishaBook.com, and today I'm going to be talking to you about traditional book publishing. And when I say traditional book publishing, I'm referring to a process in where you've written a story, any story, whether it be sci-fi or romance or whatever you're into, and you take that story and you want to go about getting a publishing company like Random House or Scholastics to publish that book for you. The truth is that is a very difficult process to do, especially if you are a new author or an unknown author and you have virtually no credentials, no experience. If you haven't won some sort of writing contest, if this is your first story or whatnot, it is very difficult to get a publishing company to accept you right off the bat. Most publishers will not accept new or unknown authors. They will reject you. I can't begin to tell you how many new authors start out by sending their newly written stories to publishing companies only to get their stories rejected. And that will happen if you try this approach. If you want to go about getting your book published with a traditional publishing company like Random House, one of those big name publishers, you are going to need a literary agent. And a literary agent, as I wrote in this article, is basically a person who takes your story and they attempt to sell it to a publisher. So let's just say you've written a science fiction. I'm into sci-fi. I write sci-fi, so I'll use sci-fi as an example. So let's just say you've written a sci-fi novel, and you want Scholastics, the publishing company of Harry Potter, I believe. Let's just say you want them to publish your new sci-fi novel. You will have to first get an agent, because Scholastic is one of the big name publishers. They will not look at new authors unless you have an agent, so you will have to find an agent. And the way you can go about finding a literary agent is to, I believe I have the website here. Agent query, right here. There are two ways you can find an agent. You can first go to this website, agentquery.com. It's a very good website. It has a free database listing of literary agents. I use it a lot. If you want to find agents, just go to their website, do a query for agents, and you'll see a list of agents pop up. Right off the bat, it'll tell you if agents are looking for new authors or not. So make sure you check this site out. It has a lot of useful info. But basically, once you find an agent that you want to query, or an agent that is open to publishing new authors, you're going to have to write what's called a query letter. And a query letter is basically your key to getting an agent to accept you. A query letter is basically a one-page document letter that entices a prospective literary agent to look at your story. So let's go back to that sci-fi example. You've written your sci-fi novel. You found an agent who represents sci-fi, and you want to get that agent to represent you. Your next step is to write a query letter, and a query letter is, like I said, the key. If you can't write a good query letter, an agent will not accept you. They will not request to look at your manuscript. So you're gonna have to spend a lot of time writing a good query letter. You're gonna want to take the entire meat of your story and compress it into like a few sentences. You want to entice an agent. I have more info on query letters in this article, so make sure you check it out. It has a lot of good info for you to use, so do read this. But you need a query. Now, let's just say you wrote a query and you queried an agent. Expect rejections. Agents are picky, and they do reject a lot of people. I have been rejected so many times. There are a few times I got accepted, so that's another story. But for the most part, agents do reject authors. Agents get about, I think, 4,000 queries a week. So your little sci-fi query is going to be but one of thousands sitting in their mailbox. you have to make that query good for them to consider reading your manuscript. So, don't give up. You will get rejected by agents, but you will need an agent if you want to go about the traditional publishing approach. Because most publishers will not publish new authors unless you have an agent. So, once you get an agent, that agent will then choose to represent you. They will pretty much become your negotiator. They will take your story and they will contact publishing companies for you. They will submit your manuscript to those companies, and they will negotiate, trying to get you a publisher. And most of the times, not all, but most of the times, they will succeed in getting you a publisher. So, if you want to get published by one of those big publishing houses like Random House or Scholastics or Penguin, you need to get an agent. Again, I have more information on this page right here about agents, so check it out. And I also advise that you get a copy of the Writer's Market Guide. It is the Writer's Bible. It has a lot of useful information on publishing companies and agents. It also has contact information for publishers. So if you want to know which publishers are open to accepting works from new authors, this book has the information. So if you find a publisher that is open to accepting, because there are a few publishers that will accept work from new authors, maybe you'll find one in here. So make sure you check it out. I recommend you buy it. It's only $20, so it shouldn't be too bad. I hope this article doesn't discourage most of you, but I just want to let you know that it will be difficult to try the traditional publishing approach, but it can be done. Take me for example. I did it. So it can be done. And again, if you want to talk, if you want more, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'm open to helping out any new authors or any unknown who's trying to find their way into it, because publishing is a difficult process. It is complex, but I've been there, I've done it, so I know a lot about it. So feel free to contact me. I will always reply. And anyway, I hope this video kind of answered some questions you may have had about the traditional publishing approach, and good luck to you. I wish you all the best of luck. Anyway, take care.